Hi folks, Pete here from Ashton's Cars, and today a little bit of a unicorn car. Yes, I know it's a Freelander too, and they're pretty common, but this one is a little bit special. It has had just 2 owners from new, and the last owner has had it since it was nearly new, bought it from Hereford Land Rover, and has had it for 17, 18 years, so pretty unusual. And it's only done 51,000 miles with full service history, so it's quite an unusual car. It's HSE SPEC, so top of the range, with the pan roof and all the nice bits, the leather. So I'll show you through the car now quickly and show you some of the spec. But I love these cars, and this particular one I think is probably one of the nicest examples of an early Freelander 2 out there. And one of the reasons that I really like the Freelander 2 is it has that 2.2 litre engine, the TD4, which is a brilliant engine. It's Ford derived, and it's a cam belt, and it is so much more reliable than the engines that have come since. The Ingenium engines that they now fit on, or more recently fitted on Land Rover, Discovery Sports and Evokes, were nowhere near as good as this engine. This was a much superior, much more reliable power plant. It's this particular one is also the automatic version, which does make it a bit more desirable. HSE specs in particular are very sought after in these cars, and when you make that up to that TD4 engine with auto transmission, you've pretty much got the one that everybody wants. So as you can see, it's a very straight level thing. It's pretty much looks like it's just rolled off the production line. It's got none of the usual sort of areas of concern, the little rust areas that we will look through now together. I'll show you where they are, so if you're looking at one of these yourself, you know what to look for. This one's very, very straight, very, very level, and it's obviously been used and enjoyed by the previous owner. It's got a roof rack on it and stuff, but it's done a very, very low mileage, and he's serviced it properly. And as it stands today, it's sat here on a matching set of Goodyear Wrangler tyres, which are very good rubber. And yeah, a little bit of a unicorn because there's not many of these around now. This car is 18 years old, and you do not see many of them in this sort of condition. I think this is actually a very early 2008, in fact. So, but still, it's coming up for its 18th birthday soon. And as I say, for I think about 17 of those years, it's been owned by the previous owner who we had it from. Now, a little bit of a stone chip on the bumper corner there, that's about the only mark on it. And a little bit of discoloration on these vents, look. Which tends to happen on these, but is no biggie really. So there you can see the dealer's plates, Hereford Land Rover there. That was the supply and dealer that our chap had it from. It's got the pan roof, the opening pan roof, and he has fitted these crossover roof bars on, so he's obviously used that at some point. I can leave them on or take them off according to whatever you prefer if you were buying this car. Really nice to have that glass roof. It does flood the interior with light, and of course being an opening one as well, it does give you a bit of fresh air if you want it. You will see that I haven't valeted this car, it's as it's come into us, because I want to show you it as we've received it, because I think it's pretty exceptional as it is. Original rubber mats there, they're the hard wearing rubber mats that you get, the overmats for these. Has it got, yeah, it's just the one set of mats. Sometimes they come with double mats, but this doesn't. Auto transmission, you've got, it's one of the first cars that came with the special programs, so you've got the selectable dial there to turn through various different special programs for your mud ruts, your snow, your sand, terrain. Makes it a very easy 4x4 to live with, because, well, you just turn that to whatever surface you're driving on and the car sets itself up for you, really. These HSE models do come with the Alpine stereo system upgrade as standard, so that's a very good quality stereo, especially for the day. There is the boot, good size. I mean, this whole car is a really good size, I think. It's not overly big, but it's got more than enough space for a family in it. You know, it fits in regular parking spaces, which I quite like. These Freelander 2s were based on the same platform as the Ford Focus of their time, and it was also the same platform that they put the Volvo V50 on. And all three of those cars are fantastic cars in their own way. And it does mean that this has got just a regular car sort of footprint. So it fits in regular car spaces at Tesco's. And that's something that can't be said for its big brothers, the Discovery, the Range Rover Sport. They are big, properly heavy vehicles, they are. The Freelander 2, it is a very, very capable vehicle, but it's also compact enough that it's quite easy to use daily basis. And that's something that I particularly love these cars for. And when you get up to HSE spec, as this one is, you do get all the extras. I mean, it's got front and rear parking sensors on it. Bit of wood trim inside, obviously full leather. We've got cruise control, we've got climate control with separate zones for passenger and driver, auto lights, auto wipers. I could just rattle it off all day. It's got lots and lots of gear in it. It's even got, in this one, the memory seating. So electric memory, full electric seats, heated as well for both the front passenger and driver. I don't think they're heated in the back, but I will just double check because there are some switches here. No, but you have got separate auxiliary controls for your stereos and whatever there in the back, which are quite cool for the kids. I like the way they got these right up on the top of the doors, the electric window switches. Huge door bins, both the front and rear as well. It does make it a very practical vehicle, and it has got a very high seating position, especially in the back. So the view out is fantastic. There's plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room, and plenty of room under those seats for your feet to go if you're in the rear of this car. It has got ISOFIX points as well, before someone messages me asking. Yes, it has. So both these outer seats are ISOFIX. The middle one can be folded into a armrest, complete with another couple of cup holders. So it passes the family friendly test. It passes the lots of luxuries test. Let's start it up. I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see my dash layout. So I've got a nice leather steering wheel here. Nice gear selector there, just a traditional shift. It's a regular automatic, just as we like them. And look at the view out. It's fantastic. Big mirrors on the side, plenty of all-round visibility. It's something that Land Rover do very, very well. You can see down the bonnet there, the edges of the bonnet are slightly raised. That's to give you better vision of where this car is. Be much easier to place in tight spaces than a majority of its rivals. It has a push key. The reason it was beeping at me then is the key is in. It's just in there, and I press this button by here and it will start. We have got two keys for it. There we go. And you can see I'm on 51,304 miles. Very low. Being a HSE, we do have things like navigation on this car as well. Yes, it's a bit laggy, and yes, it's a bit old-fashioned, but what do you expect? The car is coming up to its 18th birthday. But it does work properly, and the Alpine stereo that's in this one, you can see the Alpine speakers there in the background. That's a really, really good stereo system. It's got a great sound on it, and you know, it was brilliant when these were new, and I think it still is really. It's got auxiliary points as well, so you can put your music in still through your iPad or whatever, or your phone. So you can still, you know, it still stands up to all the modern tests really. It's got everything that you could need on it. I mean, in its time, this was a very, very expensive top of the line car, this was. So the technology that it had was way ahead of a majority of cars back in 2008. So even today, it doesn't feel like I'm lacking anything in here. It's got all the things I'd want. I've got a lovely roof. It's brilliant, this is. I'll just fold it down. I can pull it back. Look at that. Now, you can have these bars included if you want to, or I can take them off. Quite frankly, if you don't need them, I would take them off because they do increase the wind noise slightly. but that's all down to your own personal preference. They might come in handy if someone does cycling or whatever. You want to put a bike rack on it or a roof box. I mean, it's all ready to do that with. The cruise control's operated through these wheels, these buttons that are on the wheel, and the stereo controls are on the right hand side, along with the phone controls as well, which are just by there. All the switchgear on this car's very good. It doesn't feel like it's got much wear in it. I mean, it's only done 51,000 miles, so you wouldn't expect it to really feel like it's got much wear in it. It just does not feel its age at all, this thing. And I've left the tax disc holder in there for a reason, because look, it's the original Hereford Land Rover tax disc holder, along with a very old AA badge. And I'm a bit of a nerd, and I like things like that. I like to see a car that's been preserved and looked after by its owner. It's not been tarted up or fluffed about with. It's just a really genuine thing. And they're starting to become fewer and further between, these are, in this sort of condition. Wheels are in really good nick as well. Those tyres are great. 18-inch wheels on this, being the HSE model. Tow bar to the rear. And just generally great condition. See there? That's where you got to look. Here is where they rest, because that outer seal of the door, that goes up against that and normally catches a bit of rust in it if there's water gathering there. Doesn't look like this one's had a hard life at all, really. That's perfect. Let's just check the other side as well. Yeah, it's pretty much perfect. Bit of dust. Perfect. So that's, again, something that you need to look for. The Range Rovers have exactly the same thing. The L322 is exactly the same design, where the seal of the door covers this, but can sometimes trap water in, and it can sometimes cause them to rust. It's designed so as when you get out, there's no dirt on that area of the body at all, so you don't get dirt on your trousers. It's quite a good design, isn't it? But it is an area that you need to look at, is a weak spot on these cars. This one's perfect. And the same can be said all the way through the car. There's no rust. Little bits of tree there because we are in Wales and it's autumn, but the car's in very, very pleasing condition. Overall, it's one of the nicest I've seen in a long time, and I see quite a lot of them. And yeah, probably one of the nicest ones I'm ever going to see now, because these cars are getting to the age where a lot of them have been used, abused, and not, you know, really looking so good. The problem is with Land Rover is if you go newer, you end up having a 2-litre Ingenium engine, and that's rubbish. This era with the 2.2 diesel was the best. So getting a nice one of these with low mileage and full service history like I've got here, it gets me quite excited, because I think this is probably one of the best Land Rovers of its time and possibly ever. It's just a fantastic thing. So I think the Freelander's perhaps been a bit overlooked in the past because it's the baby brother to the Discovery and the bigger Range Rover models, but actually on a day-to-day basis I've always found them to be one of the most usable vehicles out there. It's 4-wheel drive, permanent 4-wheel drive. It's very, very good. All Land Rover products are off-road, and it's just that happy medium in terms of its size and its footprint and its space and practicality. It's also relatively cheap to run as well. One of these with this TD4 engine, you're going to be getting perhaps 33 to 35 miles per gallon. That's with the auto box, so that's pretty good, really. So if you're in the market for something like this, well, you know, all it leads me to say is, well, give me a call. I've got probably the best one you're ever going to find, and my number's 07932 873 646, and I will put in the description of this video, I'm going to put a little bit more detail about this car, including the service history, so feel free to look at that, and if you're interested, give me a shout. So that number one more time is 07932 873 646. And if you've come this far on our videos, then if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, because that's very important to us to be able to continue running this channel. Also, if you're wanting to be kept abreast, if you hit on the notifications button, it will keep you up to date with all the cars that we've got coming into stock. Please, comment below and engage with us. Let us know what you think of these cars. Have you had a Freelander 2? Was it a good car? Please let us know your thoughts. If you've had a Freelander 2 and now you've gone to a newer Land Rover product with the Ingenium engine, I wish you all the luck in the world. Please comment below though and let me know your thoughts on that. I think these are just a really cracking car though, and if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you've got friends, family you want to share it with, well, thank you very much, please do that. And well, thanks ever so much for watching. Have a great day wherever you are. We will see you very soon. Bye for now.